Sawadee everyone. Welcome to the second day of ITU Regional Development Forum. It is my honor to be here to delivering the first session of today. I wish I could have the opportunity to communicate with you all in Thailand in person and get some great insight from you all, but due to the time constraint, I'm meeting you guys in this pre-recorded video. I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere thanks to Mr. Gillian for proposing this valuable session to me and to Mr. Carvin for his support in ensuring the smooth delivery of my presentation. I'm Jebom Kim from TTA and I'm in charge of financial and digital identity related testing and certification activities, including FIDO accredited laboratory in TTA. I think most of you all doesn't know about TTA, so I would like to briefly talking about TTA prior to start my presentation. TTA has been established in 1988 to support Korean ICT industry by establishing technical standard and providing standard related testing and education as a statutory organization. So today I will be talking about the value of FIDO-certified product, service, and professionals. My presentation will not deep dive into the technical matters, such like a technical specification or best practice for deployment, but our wish is to cover much more high-level aspect for the certification program that establishes strong user authentication with less reliance of password. Okay, so prior to start talking about the value of FIDO certification and correlations between product, service, and professionals, I want to discuss about recent changes. Uh, the emergence and widespread use of a certain technology often coincide with a unique moment. When we search singularity in the Oxford Dictionary, it described it as the quality of something that makes it unusual or strange, or a point at which a mathematical function or physical quantity takes an infinite value, such as the center of a black hole. This concept might be familiar to those who in the field of artificial intelligence research. Similarly, digital authentication has rapidly advanced due to the singularity that we couldn't predict it in the past. COVID-19 has altered our daily lives. One significant change was that the implementation of social distancing measures. In fact, human civilization has been built on by cooperation and collective intelligence. Yet, social distancing upended our established ways of living. Remote work and education have become a new normal and leading to the rapid expansion of video conference platforms such like Zoom and both in quantity and quality perspective. However, opinions existed that the generation growing up during the pandemic period lack of certain social skills compared to the other generations. So let's look ahead to the consumer behavior for that period. Online becomes most major ways to shopping, and for the ways for payment, contact rates become major acceptance method because people worried about the virus spread during card or money exchanges between the consumer and the club. Also, offline markets has been rapidly shifted toward digital, so symbolized by introduction of kiosk and drive-through. However, changes like digital exclusion among vulnerable demographics such as elderly and children and the increase in waste due to the frequent delivery services become social issues that need to be addressed. Not only the way we work or shopping, but also we spend our days has completely transformed. Watching OTT platforms such like Netflix has become a routine and weekends are spent camping or enjoying a staycation. People now prefer to use their personal vehicles rather than public transportation, and the healthcare industry has seen growth rapidly during the period. Because of life changes, it leads to the changes of industry. Ultimately, COVID 19 was a unique turning point to acceleration of digital transformation that need strong user authentication in the digital world. I'm quite sure that all of you may face the phishing attack, and it is very common for our lives. The first password was invented in 1960s by MIT professor Fernando Corbato. Back then, computers were actually only used by scientists to assist their complex calculations, and the network does not exist. Password actually served itself as a sufficient authentication method at least until an internet was introduced. An interesting aspect of a password is that the more regulations comes, the weaker password comes out. This reminds us about how regulating cars in the UK leads to a cleaner street. Similarly, a complex password can result in lower entropy. Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft, predicted that the biometric would replace password about 20 years ago, but I believe that future digital authentication will evolve into a hybrid system combining password and other methods. So, is FIDO the solution for legacy authentication issues? Maybe yes, and maybe not. I bring some interesting research on authentication related attacks. This research shows that most authentication attacks targeting legacy password based authentication systems, and 60% of these kind of attacks could be prevented uh, with just simply adopting multi-factor authentication. Really, remaining 28% of attacks accounted for MFA bombing. So if the service adopts second factor, it might be difficult to defeat, but consecutive OTP requesting or pushing makes people annoying, and some of them may click on these attacks. So I want to looking for FIDO's mission now. Their first work is that developing technical specification that reduce the reliance on password to authentication users. And the second is operating industry certification programs to help ensure successful worldwide adoption of the specifications. Lastly, submitting a major technical specifications to recognized SDOs, such like a TTA and ITU for standardization. Then, let's look ahead about relations between certified products, services, and the professionals. Nowadays, everybody knows this new paradigm of the cybersecurity, the zero trust. This philosophy instructs that do not trust anything. The traditional cybersecurity, such like a boundary-based security management, which distinguishing between the trusted and untrusted domains, or database security models that are protecting only essential sensitive information. These traditional ways have been proven insufficient, especially in the face of a series of security incidents during a pandemic period. Thus, the context of digital identity verification zero trust involves frequent user authentication in all stages of data exchanges. Using the same ID and the password for frequent authentication is no longer effective. Instead, multi-factor authentication that combines procession, knowledge, and biometric-based method along with the trust chain of authentication method is crucial. So please be note that MFA is not an option. For the digital identification perspective, ISO standard-based mobile driver's license is a key for future identity proofing. By adopting this, we can make a foundation to solve the limitations of data-based online identity verification. Also, we need to consider about the convenience, the user convenience. The passkey and the FIDO device onboarding will be a game changer of authentication among the consumer electronic devices. Last but not least, biometric is most crucial authentication method in the digital authentication. To use biometric recognition for authentication method, security factor, which means presentation attack, by using a presentation attack detection for with against a fake biometric, is really important. So here is my answer for my subject. The relations between the product, service, and professionals are the trinity. To become a good service, it must require a certified product that meets the all of specification requirement, and the certified product requires certified professionals, those who understand the specification requirement very well. In line with these changes in the world and the technology advancement, TTA is also preparing the future. Currently, we are providing several certification testing services in the payment and identity sectors. We are really struggling to establishing the foundation for more convenient and secure world. This slide shows that current services offered by TTA. The gray color means not yet been recognized or accredited, but we are looking ahead. We will continue to research and offering diverse services in the payment and identity sectors. It's almost about finishing my presentation. So let's briefly wrap up about that. Security threats in the cyber environment continuing and rise, and it's the time to say goodbye to the fast word. Thus, MFA is not an option. MFA should consider both convenience and security, and FIDO is a reliable solution for creating convenient MFA. However, just simply adopting FIDO technology does not solve all the problems. So, We also need professionals with the knowledge to understand the technology very well. And certificate only prove minimum conformance and interoperability between the products. So if you wishes to build next level product or services, please discuss with expert. TTA is also an expert in this field. So this is the end of my presentation. Kokunka, thank you.